Hey team, Coach Malik here. And in this section, we're going to be going over the community strategy kickoff. And what the community strategy kickoff is going to be, this is going to be the next step that comes right after the community setup. Okay, so in the community setup, you set up your community, you got everything ready to go from the ground up. And now this is the next phase, which is the kickoff, is to get initial members inside of the community so you can start creating some energy, start creating some traction, and start creating some engagement inside of your community. Okay, so let's jump in here and talk a little bit about the community kickoff overview. So what exactly is the community kickoff? So the goal of the community kickoff is to get an initial flood of people joining the community. Now, this is a strategic way we have found to let your network, right, people that you actually know about your new community. And it actually gives them clear instructions on how to actually become a part and actually join the community. Okay. Now, the reason we do the community kickoff is because the warm leads, this is going back to your network, these are people from your existing network. Okay. These people already know you, they like you, they already trust you. And they're going to be more engaged and they're more willing to join the community. And what this does, it allows you to create some initial momentum and activity inside of your community. Now, another benefit to the community kickoff is that it allows you to get initial traction with your community, because people that come off of ads, they're actually going to see that the community is already active, right? They're already members in there. There's already engagements that's happening. And people want to be a part of something that's actually active. Ask yourself this question. Would you want to join a community that's active or inactive? So if you got into a community and it was completely dead and there's nothing happening inside of it, would you become a part of it? Most likely not. Okay. Now remember, this is something that you do just to launch your community. Now, a lot of people get hung bent on, am I going to have to do this every single time to get new members into the community? No, this is just to launch your community. And later, once you are set up with your ads, most of the community members will come directly from ads. Now, the next thing that I want to go over with you is, what will we actually go over in this section? So in this section, we're actually going to be going over 4 things. Number 1, we're going to be talking about kickoff calendar plan. Okay, so this is going to be, hey, what does your kickoff plan actually look like? How many days is it? What are you focusing on what day? Then we're going to focus on number 2, which is going to be kickoff launch sequence. Okay, this is where we're going to go into the anticipation post and templates. We're going to talk about announcement post and templates. Then we're going to talk about tagging new members. And then we're going to talk about moderating your community. So that's going to be step number 2. Then step number 3 is going to be about your kickoff live stream. So this is going to be your live stream that you're going to do inside of your community to make sure that you kick things off, you set the right expectations, and you start your community off with a bang. And then step number 4 is going to be all about kickoff profile hand raiser post, which will allow you to actually get more people into the community from your network and give it more of an initial push so that more people actually join inside of the community. Okay, so that is exactly what we're going to be going over in this section. Now, that was the community kickoff overview. I know it was a short one. I know it was a sweet one. If you have any questions about this section or anything that we have discussed, make sure to let us know in the student community in the comment sections below, and I will catch you guys in the next section. All right, team, welcome back. And in this section, we're going to be talking about the kickoff launch sequence. And the kickoff launch sequence is going to be all about giving you a really good overview about what is going to happen with your kickoff inside of your community. So let's jump right on into this. Okay. So in this training, like I said, we're going to give you a 30,000-foot overview of what the sequence would actually look like to launch your community to your existing network. And it's very important to understand the entire kickoff sequence so you can actually see everything from start to finish. That way it makes it easier for you to execute on it. Rather than seeing one part at a time, it's easier for you to actually see the entire picture. So that way you know, okay, this is my starting point and this is my endpoint. Now, this entire main training section, guys, is going to be very, very, very tactical. It's going to be in the weeds, and it's going to be really in depth with you actually taking massive amounts of action. But I do want to remind you, this is a very simple process. So do not get overwhelmed, okay? And if it's not done exactly to the T that we've laid out, that is okay. Don't major in the minors. All you're doing is opening up an invitation to your friends and family members. That's all I want you to think about. All I want you to think about is you are starting a community and you're just giving an invitation as if you're having a party. Think about it. You're having a birthday party. You're having a bachelorette party or a bachelor party. And what you're doing is you're inviting your friends and family members, except now, instead of a party, it is a community. And inside of the community, frankly, you'll have your party. So the whole goal of this is to get your community launched and have a few people from your warm network inside of your community. Now, the entire process should not take any more than 4 days. So don't complicate this. You totally got this. You'll be able to dig into this, and we're going to absolutely crush it because I know and I believe in you. So take it one step at a time. Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed, and just put one foot after the other. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the steps of community kickoff launch. Okay, so what are the steps that we're actually going to be getting into? So step number 1 of your community kickoff launch is going to be creating anticipation for your community. Now, this is going to be posts, text messages, DMs that you're going to send to your network to build excitement about your community. Once you've actually created anticipation for your community, we're going to move on to step number 2, which is going to be announcing the launch of your community. And this is going to be the actual announcement on the launch of your community. Like, hey, I'm launching my community. We're going to be ready to rock and roll. And you're also going to be reaching out to those people in your network who said yes to your anticipation. So you created some initial excitement in the anticipation phase. Okay, so here you created a lot of excitement that you're going to be having a community. Then, right, once you've created that anticipation, there's going to be tons of people that are like, oh my God, I'm so excited, right? And now you're going to have to go back once you announce them, and you got to reach out to them and go, hey, my community's live. Come on in, let's party. So that's going to be step number 2. Step number 3 is going to be having your kickoff live stream. So this is going to be your first major piece of content that you're going to do inside of your community. Okay, this will be a short video on what the community is and why you created it. And what this does, it allows you to actually set up expectations for this. Now, do not worry. We have exact frameworks, scripts, and templates for all of these for you. So do not get overwhelmed. We're going to walk you through this step by step. Then step number 4 is all about having a profile hand raiser post, okay? So this is going to be post on your profile. It could be on Facebook. It could be on LinkedIn. It could be on Instagram. And what this is going to do, this is going to be the final step in driving more people into your community. Now, this is optional. So if you wanted to do this, it will initially get more people inside of the community. If you did not want to do this, that is totally okay. But doing this will allow you to get more people inside of the community. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the kickoff calendar, okay? And so to simplify the kickoff, we're actually going to be breaking it down into 2 themes. As you remember from above, there's 2 themes here. One is anticipation and one is announcement. So what's the difference between anticipation versus announcement? So anticipation is all about creating anticipation and letting people know that in the next couple of days, you're going to be launching something really big. So it's kind of like a movie premiere, right? When people are releasing a movie or a new movie is coming out and they want to sell it, what they actually do is they create energy around the anticipation using trailers, okay? And that's what we're going to be doing as well. And similar to a trailer, you're going to be creating anticipation for your community, okay? Now versus announcement, this is when you actually launch the community and you're letting people in. Now, the anticipation actually feeds the announcement of your community, which is going to lead more people from your network to want to join your community, okay? So don't worry. in typical RWA fashion, we're going to give you all of the frameworks, the posts, the text messages, everything that you need to make on your Facebook profile, your IG stories, your SMS messages, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever it is that you need. We're going to give you the frameworks of how to actually create anticipation and then how to actually announce your community properly. So to make it easier for you to visually see, we've actually created a kickoff calendar. Like I said at the top, it should not take any more than 4 days. Okay, so this is going to last for about 4 days. And as you can see here, this big divide, this is between anticipation. Okay, as you can see here, this is anticipation, and this is announcement. Okay, that's going to be the difference. And so you can see here, there's going to be the posts that go out. There's going to be the text messages to your Facebook friends and IG followers, posting on your story, right? Sending text messages to your contact and actually messaging more people that actually reach out. Then announcement is going to be the same thing. It's just going to be everybody that reacted to this post. You just go, hey, my community is live, and we'll show you exactly how to do that, right? And then the people that you actually texted, sending link to those people that replied to the text, okay? Sending links to people who actually commented on the anticipation post. And then letting people know inside of your IG or Facebook stories that your community is live. And then finally doing a kickoff live stream, which allows you to get things off the ground and get some energy going inside of your community. So that is going to be your community kickoff calendar as a whole, and it's laid out in a 4-day time span and everything that you need to be doing in those 4-day time span. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was the kickoff launch sequence. If you have any questions about this section or anything that we've discussed above, make sure to ask your questions in the student community. You can go ahead and use the comment section below, and we'll catch you guys in the next section. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this section where we're going to be going over and talking about kickoff launch templates. And in this section, we're going to be giving you everything that you need, from the anticipation templates that you need for your Facebook profile, the text messages, the IG and Facebook stories. And then we're going to be going into the announcement part of it, where you're going to be getting the post and the text messages and everything that you need to announce your community correctly. So this is going to be jam-packed. So let's jump in and kick things off. Okay. So the goal of the kickoff launch for your community is to make as much noise as possible. Meaning you want it to be known that you are actually launching a community, because the more people know about it, the more they're going to want to join. And you want the people closest to you to want to become a part of it and actually experience your community. And the way we do that is we're going to be tapping into the platform and communication mediums of your network. So where is it that you're actually communicating with your network on a regular basis? So this could be social media platforms, cell phone contacts, it could be WhatsApp, whatever it is that you use. And it doesn't just have to be online. You can do this in person as well. So for example, if you're having conversations with coworkers, family members, friends, just like you did when you got practice clients, right? You can do the exact same thing and actually get them to talk about your community and talk about what it is that you are doing. So the sources that you can tap into as far as your network, right? Could be your Facebook friends, it could be your contacts, it could be your Facebook stories, your IG post, your IG stories, LinkedIn, TikTok, and any other social media platform or way that you actually communicate with your network, okay? Any other source that you use to communicate with your network on a regular basis, because the goal is we want to let as many people know that this is what you are doing and your community is live, and that's what's going to allow you to create that initial traction for your community. Now, really quickly, I do want to remind you that humans need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, right? That this is just to get the community launched, okay? Now, some of you guys are like, well, I have to be doing this all the time. No, this is not going to be a long-term strategy, okay? I repeat, you are just doing this to get your initial few people into your community. And later, if you do decide to go the paid advertisement route, that is where you're going to be getting a lot of people inside of your community, because there's going to be two ways. You can either do ads or you can do organic. So organic is a little bit more legwork versus ads. You run the advertisement and you get people inside of your community. That's going to be completely up to you, but this is not going to be a long-term strategy. Obviously, we recommend going the advertisement route because that's going to allow you to flood your community with more people faster. So really quickly, what I want to talk about is preparing for your community kickoff, okay? And depending on how aggressive that you want to be, you want to make sure that you actually launch your community off with a blast. The more energy you put into it, the more intention you put into it, the better outcome you are going to be. We recommend, this is something that you can actually do, is we recommend going down your Facebook profile, go down your cell phone contacts, your Instagram followers, your LinkedIn connections, and make a list of everyone who you think might be a really good fit for your community, okay? So you should have already done your 4 Ps, and you should have already identified who is my people, who is it that I'm actually helping. And so as you're going through your Facebook profile, your cell phone contacts, Instagram followers, LinkedIn connections, make a list of your people. And then these are the people that you're actually going to be reaching out to. Now, once you've actually made your list, you can use the anticipation text message to personally reach out to these people and let them know that you're launching your community and if that's something they'd be interested in. Okay, it's not a hard push. It's simply just, hey, I'm launching my community. I thought you'd be a really good fit for it. Would you be interested in joining? Now, I do want to remind you, this part is optional. If you feel comfortable, if you feel like you have a fear of soliciting, okay, then don't do it. But I just want to remind you, just think of it this way. If it was the 1800s and you had this business and the internet did not exist, just think about it that way. How would you actually grow your business? You would actually grow it by telling your family and friends. Okay, you had a general store, right? And family and friends and locals will actually come to it. And it was hopes that they would actually spread the word. This is no different. What you're doing now is you're just doing it on a digital platform. Also, if you're afraid of what other people will think, right, or they'll get upset or they're going to think, who are you to actually do this? That's their loss of not wanting to be a part of your incredible community. Because I know as a remote wellness practitioner, as a health coach, you're going to provide so much value and change so many lives, they're just going to be missing out. So your goal as a coach should be to serve as many people as humanly possible, because the practitioners and health coaches that are winners, they think this way. Because if you're afraid of letting people know around you about the new skills that you learn, then you're actually limiting yourself and you're actually doing them a disservice. Now, really quickly as a reminder, many of you have already done this, but the pre-work is key. Okay, just like in the community setup, you can see a reoccurring theme here that having your 4P swipe file will actually come in handy in pretty much all of the sections, including when we're actually getting into the content creation side of things inside of your community as well. So it will be the most important, really the most important resource that will help you organize your business. So make sure you have this done and make sure you are updating this on a regular basis. So now let's actually dive into the kickoff templates, okay? So in just a second, we're gonna be going over some example templates that we're gonna give you in order to launch your community. Now, before we do that, there is a big warning, okay? Please do not be a remote control student who just follows blindly and expects to be spoon-fed. If you're looking to be spoon-fed, this is a reminder, you're in the wrong place, okay? Yes, we're gonna give you everything you need, but you still need to tap into your resourcefulness. You still need to be creative. You still need to think for yourself so that way you can actually be successful. And that's the difference between limbic let-loose and actually being a winner. Okay. When you're a winner, you're thinking independently and you're empowering yourself to actually learn. You're empowering yourself to grow and you're empowering yourself to actually challenge yourself to get to that next level. So don't just use the templates blindly. Don't just copy and paste the templates. Customize it to you. Make it genuine to you. How you sound, how you talk. That's how you're going to get the best results. Okay. Awesome. So the first template that we're actually going to be getting into is going to be the kickoff anticipation templates. And so this is a copy of the post that you will be making on your Facebook profile, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, and again, wherever you connect with your warm network. It doesn't have to be limited to just this, okay? I remind you, get creative with this. It doesn't have to be a post. If you use TikTok, turn it into a video, okay? Condense it down, turning into a Instagram story if that's what you use as well. I remind you, get creative with this and make this fun and make it genuine to you. Now, a real quick pro tip, if you plan on posting this as a written post, then having an image that goes along with it is going to be very, very, very helpful. Now, if you did not know this, Facebook is a platform that rewards engagement. So the more engagement you have on a post, then it'll actually show it to more people. And that's the whole point of the community kickoff, is we want as many people to see it. So we want more people wanting to join the community, because the more engaging something is, it will keep people on the platform longer. That's how Facebook and Instagram and all these other social media platforms work, okay? And so another point is that when you add an image, it actually makes the post more appealing. It actually looks more captivating rather than a general wall of text. And what that's going to do is, because it's more appealing, it's going to actually captivate more people, which is going to allow you to actually get more people into the community. As you see here, guys, the entire theme of this is to flood your community and get people inside of it. So let's actually jump in and start reviewing some of these templates that we've got laid out for you. So this is the first template that we have, and this is going to be a real quick one. And this is a post that you can make. You can turn this into a video, whatever it may be. So quick poll, vote yes or no below, right? If I released a free private community for, and this is where you're actually going to put your people that want to get away from pain or towards your paradise, whatever it is that laid out. So really, this is where your swipe file is going to come in handy, especially knowing all of these points of, hey, these are my people and what is it that they want, okay? What pain are they getting away from and what paradise are they wanting to go towards? And that's going to be very beneficial. In the group, and you can change this to community if you wanted to, in the community or in the group, I'm going to share daily tips on, again, insert pain or paradise points from your market research. Okay, this is going to be huge. I'm going to share daily tips on how to lose weight. I'm going to share daily tips on how to reduce stress. I'm going to share daily tips on how to be more present with your family, whatever it may be. I'm going to share daily tips on wealth. I'm going to share daily tips on how to build a business. Whatever it may be, you could put daily tips on here, especially if it's people wanting to get away from pain. Okay, I'm going to share daily tips on how to reduce your back pain. That's pretty obvious, getting away from pain. Or paradise, which is losing weight and feeling confident in your body. So when you look in the mirror, you feel amazing. So that's how we actually do that. This is why paradise and pain points are going to come in handy. Then you're going to get into, hey, we're going to have behind the scene video lessons on, again, same theme you see here, insert pain or paradise points from your market research. And number 3, ways to collaborate, share resources, also learn from active members in the group who are, insert your people, busy moms, busy professionals, independent moms, construction workers, whatever it may be that you are going for and the type of people that you're helping, dads, whatever it may be, okay? This is where you're going to insert your people. And really, it's simply like, hey, would you be interested in joining? And again, this is driving engagement. So we want people to actually comment, because what it's going to do is the more that people comment, the more people are actually going to see it. Because again, Facebook, Instagram, all of these are engagement platform. Okay. I've been preparing to mentor a much bigger audience this year and have a lot of knowledge to share around helping. And this is where you actually are going to go in here and actually change your people. This is going to be where you're going to be adding your people to this. Now, moving along, if that interests you, let me know in the comments below, and I want to see how many of you would like it. So you're driving engagement. Now let's go over a quick example of what that would actually look like. Okay. So quick poll, vote yes or no below. If I released a free private community, as you can see here, this is going to be your people. Okay. And then we added some pain points in here as well. Like you can see here, we were helping busy professionals, moms, and dads. Okay, that is the people. And what are we helping them do? Helping them lose weight, get healthy, and to get in the best shape of their life without wasting money on restrictive diet, pills, or spending hours in the gym. So we added pain points in here and paradise points in here. Now in the group, I will share daily tips on creating a healthy lifestyle without giving up the foods that you love. Number 2, behind the scenes video lessons on how I help how I am helping busy men and women lose 10, 20, even 40 pounds and keeping it off forever, right? This one's more of a paradise point without spending hours in the gym. Number 3, ways to collaborate, share resources, and also learn from other active members in the group who are, insert your people. Okay. And here it's busy parents and working professionals trying to create a healthier lifestyle. Again, this is an example. You will mold this to who it is that you are working with. And really simply, it's a call to action. Would you be interested in joining? Comment yes or no below. I've been preparing to mentor a much bigger audience this year, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then from there, it's going into helping professional moms and dads. And so these are the sections that you're actually going to be switching out. Okay. So if that interests you, let me know in the comments below. I want to see how many of you would actually like it. Okay. So that is the anticipation post. Now, where can you post that? You could post that on any social media platform. You can turn this into a quick video. It does not have to be a post in itself. So you could do the post and actually make a video of you saying this exact same thing. Whatever it is that you are most comfortable with doing, you can go ahead and actually do that. Okay. So the next one really quickly is the anticipation text message. So this is going to be the text message that you're actually going to be sending. So let's go over the template really quickly. Hey friend. Okay. So just a reminder, you're not going to just send, hey friend. This is where you actually want to customize it and put the person's name. If you don't put the person's name and you just say, hey friend, they know that it's a copy and paste message. It's your name. Okay. So if I was doing this, hey Debbie, it's Coach Malik, right? I'm thinking about starting a free private community on Facebook for your people, busy moms, busy professionals, independent mothers, whatever it may be, helping them get away from pain and towards paradise, helping them lose weight, helping them get rid of the dad bod, helping them reduce blood pressure, helping people with type 2 diabetes and reversing type 2 diabetes, whatever it may be that you are aiming for, okay? Would you or anyone that you know be interested in something like that? And this is the key here, guys. We're not being pushy. We're not being salesy. It's really just like, hey, would you or anyone that you know may be interested in that? We send this to everybody because if they know somebody, they'll send them over to us, or it's them. Right? They'll join, or you get the best of both worlds, which is really awesome. And again, going back to our goal for the community is to get as many people into your community once you do your kickoff. So here's what an example will look like. Hey, friend, again, you're going to put your name. I'm thinking about starting a free private community on Facebook for, see here, your people, busy professionals, moms and dads, helping them. What is the paradise that people want to get into the best shape of their life without wasting money on restrictive diet pills or spending hours in the gym. Okay, so you can have a little without section in there, and then your call to action, would you or anyone you know be interested in something like that? So that is the anticipation text. That's part 2. Okay, so going into part 3 of the anticipation is going to be all around having a Facebook and Instagram story template. So to walk you through this, we're going to switch over to a quick mini training that's actually going to walk you how to edit the template properly, how to use the template, how to actually find other templates as inspiration. That way you can utilize it properly. So let's jump into it right now. All right, team, welcome to the mini training in which we're going to talk about how to edit the template for your anticipation post that is going to go inside of your Facebook or Instagram stories. Okay. Now this is going to be really, really, really important to make sure that you hit this link, and it's actually going to take you into a new tab, which is going to allow you to actually see the template. Now, once you see the template, the next thing that you actually want to do is you want to go ahead and hit the purple button that says use a template. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And what it's going to do, it's going to open up for us inside of Canva. Okay. Now, before we do anything, I do want to explain what this actually is. So when you are posting this inside of Instagram or Facebook, now Instagram and Facebook has these thing called stickers. Okay. And in stickers, what you could do is you can put like a yes or no button that people can actually do, kind of like a poll that they can do. And so the reason you have this box here is that when you export this, you're actually going to go ahead, and when you actually pull this up into Instagram or Facebook stories, you are going to place the sticker right above this box. So it allows you to kind of edit around this template and make sure that you can actually somewhere put the yes or no box, okay? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to actually add some sort of background image to this. So if I go into uploads, okay, and I want to, let's say, go ahead and I want to use this image, I can actually drag it, and what it's going to do is I can actually put this. So I can put this image here, right click, and then you can actually go replace background, and that becomes my image. Okay, I know it's a funny image, but let's leave it at that. Okay, then the next thing that we can go ahead and do is we can actually go in here and we can actually start making edits to it, right? If I start, and this is where you're gonna edit the text here. So you could go ahead and just edit the text. So if I wanna do like career professionals only, okay, I can actually have that, who are trying to lose weight, tone up, and get healthier. And then obviously you want to change the font to this to whatever you like. So I can change this to black, I can change this to red, I can change this to blue, whatever font that I want to actually make it, you can actually change it. So what you're going to be changing is who is this community for. So as you can see here in the original template, you're actually going to be adjusting who is this community for, okay? And what is this community about? And that is what we're actually going to be editing, okay? Now, the next thing you want to make sure is after you've kind of edited the text, you can move this around however you like, okay? So you can add more elements to this. You can move the arrow. You can actually drag this and you can move this around. So have fun with Canva, move this around, actually create it according to your creativity, you know? Another thing that I would highly recommend is if you go into designs right here, Canva will give you multiple different templates that you can create for your stories as well. So it doesn't have to be the one that we give you. We kind of just give you a plain one as an idea, but you can actually take a lot of these different inspirations that you have here inside of Canva, and you can actually create a Facebook and Instagram story template out of it. So what you really want to do is once you've edited the template, once you've got everything going, the next thing that we want to actually do is we want to go ahead and actually export it. And so the way that you would actually do that would be you would come here, you would hit share, and then you can come in here and you can hit download, and then you can actually download. Right here, obviously it's a video, so you actually want to download it as a PNG is what we recommend. You download it as a PNG, and obviously the image won't play because we don't want the image to play because it's going to be a Instagram template. Now, if you want the image to play, you can actually download it as a video, and you can upload it as a video as well if you wanted to. So that is how you actually make edits and tweaks inside of Canva to the template that we have given you. So move stuff around, change the background image, choose where the button, yes or no button goes. You actually don't even need this if you didn't want to, and you can just remember, okay, this is where I'm gonna add the yes or no button, okay? Mind the image. Now, really quickly, once you upload it to Facebook and Instagram, you want to actually make it into a yes or no sticker, okay? So the way you can actually do that is there's a tutorial video that you can find on how to actually find stickers inside of Facebook and Instagram. So there's a tutorial video right here on how to do that. And then here's another resource on how to use stickers on Instagram, and I've linked both of those for you guys right there. So that is the mini training on how to edit the template inside of Canva for your anticipation Facebook and Instagram story template. Now, it doesn't have to be a post like this, guys. You can actually literally just actually record a video of yourself just saying, hey guys, I started a free group for career professionals who are trying to lose weight, tone up, and get healthier. Would you want to join? Let me know by hitting the button below, and then you can add a sticker, yes or no, for people to actually vote inside of a video. So you can get very creative with this. This is just a dynamic way of doing it for those of you guys that need a little bit of boost in creativity. So that was the mini training on how to edit the anticipation Facebook and Instagram story template. Now back to the main training. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that mini training. And that training was all about creating your anticipation Facebook and Instagram story template and how to go about that. So by now you should have all of this set up. And let's really quickly just review where we are at within the journey. So currently right now, we just went over all of the anticipation templates and what you're going to be doing. So you've got a post that you can actually make on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc. You got a text message, and you can actually use that same text message and send it to your Facebook friends and Instagram followers as well. So I just want to go up and really quickly remind you that this does not just have to be a text message that you send. You can also use this as a DM to actually send it to your Facebook friends, Instagram followers, LinkedIn connections, whatever it may be. Okay. So that is what we just wrapped up here. And then you actually have your Facebook post and Instagram story as well. So that covers our entire anticipation template. And this is where you're going to be creating anticipation for your community. Now, the next thing that we want to dive into is going to be the community kickoff announce template. So we have the anticipation templates. Now, this is going to be the second part, which is going to be the announce templates. And this is what we're going to be diving into right now. Okay, so let's jump into it. So the announce templates are very simple. This is going to happen when you announce your community. So let's take a look at what an announcement post would actually look like. Now, as a reminder, yes, we have put this as a post, but you can actually turn this into a video. You can actually turn this into an image. Get creative with it. So let's actually walk you through the template. It's live. Today, I am launching my brand new Facebook community for insert your people who are away from praying towards paradise, where I will be teaching you exactly how I'm helping my clients. What are you trying to help them accomplish? Okay. This group is going to get awesome because I have huge plans on providing tons of value this year. Okay. And if you wanted to, you can add words like, hey, it's absolutely free to join. Don't worry. You don't have to pay for anything. That way people are like, hey, this is no obligation. It's absolutely free. If you'd like to join in on the fun, comment yes, because everybody likes to have some fun. I'll approve you within minutes, and I'm going to pour my heart and soul into this community this year. Can't wait to see you inside. And what this really does, guys, this is like more empathetic, and people are like, oh man, I want to actually see him or her pour her heart and soul into the community this year and kind of see what they actually come up with. So now let's actually go through a live example of what it would actually look like. Okay. So this is an example that when you post it would be ideal for somebody who's working with busy professionals, moms and dads. And so the way this will work is, hey, it's live, busy professional moms and dads trying to lose weight and tone up and create a healthy lifestyle. This is where we're going to be teaching you how to, and this is where what you're going to be teaching them, how to lose weight, shed fat forever by focusing on simple habits and lifestyle changes. Okay. And the remainder stays exactly the same. This group is going to be awesome because I have huge plans. If you'd like to join, comment yes. And again, this is all driving engagement. So the more people comment, the more people see. And this is going to be really, really, really huge. Now, pro tip on when you're actually doing this is when you actually make this post or make this video or add an image to this. Also, as a reminder, make sure to add an image to this because an image will actually boost the engagement on this post. Be the first one to comment yes, because what will happen is that when you comment yes, or if there's nobody commenting yes, and what's going to happen is nobody wants to be the first person. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to just like and comment my own post as well. So I'll just give my post a like and I'll comment yes. And what it'll happen is people don't recognize. They're just like, hey, people are commenting. Let me go ahead and actually comment because nobody wants to be the first person commenting. So just a quick pro tip there for you guys. That'll actually help kind of get some of this traction on these posts. Okay. So now the next thing, it's the message. Okay. So all of these people that you have been messaging, you've been DMing, now you got to let them know that, hey, my community is actually live. So let's actually walk to the template first. So you're going to go, hey friend. Okay. Again, don't send friend, customize it for their name. Today, I'm launching my brand new free Facebook community where I'll be teaching exactly how I am helping my clients, what you're actually helping them accomplish. Okay, this is what you're going to put in here is what you actually help people with. If you'd like to join in on the fun, tap this link, and this is where you're going to put your Facebook group link right here. Okay, and then if you or anyone that you know is trying to release weight and develop a healthy lifestyle, right? This is like, hey, what is it that you're trying to do? So you're going to edit this as well as trying to, what is the pain or paradise points that people are trying to achieve, would you please send them over the link to join the free group, right? But what this is doing is if one person brings 3 more other people in, hey, that's more traction for you inside of your community. So this is what an actual example would look like, okay? Hey friend, today I'm launching my brand new free Facebook community where I'll be teaching exactly how I'm helping my clients do X, Y, and Z, okay? If you'd like to join, tap the link. And then if anybody that you know, this way you get more traction as well. And you can change this out right here, release weight and develop a healthy lifestyle, right? You can change this out to what is it that you're helping your people actually accomplish. Now, one thing that I do want to go over really quickly with you guys is once you guys actually make your post, right, your anticipation post, which you have made earlier. So let me actually show you where that was inside of the calendar. And so when you've actually made this post, you're going to be getting people actually commenting, liking it, sharing it. There's going to be a lot of traction in this post, okay? So you want to actually go back and you actually want to reply to those comments from the anticipation post and also from the comments of your announced post. So where's that going to be? So once you actually make your announced post, right, people are actually going to be saying yes inside of the comments because you're actually telling people to say yes inside of the comments, okay? So now you have to have a way to actually send them the link. So once they actually reply to your comments, this is an example of a reply that you have. And so people, you have your post, okay, that you have your live, hey, this community is live, you have your live post, and then right underneath it, people are actually commenting, okay? And this is gonna be the reply to their comments. And what you're going to say is, hey, my new Facebook community is live. Here's the invite to join, okay? And you're always sending the link. You don't want to invite people into your community. You actually want to send them the link because then everybody answers the questions. That's the beautiful thing. We want everybody to actually follow the rules of our community. So do not, please, I remind you of this, do not invite people, okay, into the community. You want to make sure that you're actually sending everybody the link. So really quickly, let's go over and make sure we know exactly where we're at within the journey. So we wrapped up anticipation. That was done, okay? We just knocked out the announcement templates. That is knocked out. And the next thing we're going to be focusing on is the kickoff live stream, because once you've got your community, okay, you've done your anticipation, right? You've announced your community, right? Now you're actually flooding your community with people. You're getting people, tons of people inside of your community. Now we actually have to set the right expectation, and that's going to be your first crucial piece of content that you're going to be making, and that's going to really allow you to set the expectations inside of your community. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was the kickoff launch templates. If you have any questions about the section or anything that we have discussed, make sure to ask your questions inside of the student community. You can use the comment sections below, and I will catch you guys in the next section. All right, team, welcome back. And in this section, we're going to be talking about tagging new members. Now, as you can see, this is a section by itself because this is going to be one of the most tactical trainings that you're actually going to be going through. And the reason for that is this is something that you're always going to come back and reference. And so we wanted to make sure that we can actually set it up as a specific section on its own so you can always come back and reference it so you can utilize this over and over and over again, because as you're running the community strategy, this is something you're actually going to be doing on a daily basis because you're going to be having new members joining your community on a daily basis. Okay, so let's actually jump into this and talk a little bit about what tagging new members actually is. Okay, so in the community section, you should have created a welcome post. That's something that you should have already have done. Now, this is going to be an evergreen post. And what that means is that you're going to be using it for a very long time. So you've actually created it once, and you're actually going to be using it for the rest of time inside of your community. Because every day you're actually going to be tagging new members into the community, and you're going to tag them inside of your welcome post. So after you announce your community and people are starting to actually join, now we want to make sure that we can actually welcome them and start setting the right expectations from the start. So in the comments of your welcome post, you're actually going to make a comment and tag 10 new members at a time inside of the comment. And what this does, it allows people to actually read the welcome post and start actually engaging within the community right away. So there's actually no waiting for this. To show you an example of what this actually looks like, all right, here is a welcome post. And inside of the welcome post, you can see here that there is a welcome message. Okay, there's really two parts about this. So there is a welcome message, and then below, you're actually tagging individual new members that have joined your community. And you're going to be doing this on a daily basis. And then once you actually ramp up your community, you might actually need to do it multiple times a day. We recommend 3 times a day. That way you're actually welcoming people into the community. Okay. Now, here's an example of what your community welcome comment is going to look like. Again, this is broken up into 2 parts. So you've got the comment above, and then you're actually tagging your new members below. Okay. And then we're going to have a mini training showing you exactly how you should be tagging your members inside of the welcome post. But really quickly, one thing that I would like to go over with you all is how to actually avoid Facebook jail. I know that's a funny concept, but I'm going to actually explain what I'm talking about here in just a second. Okay, because before we can actually utilize the welcome post and actually start tagging people, there are a few things that you need to remember so you actually don't get marked spam by Facebook. So Facebook has bots designed to monitor their platform for red alerts and for anything suspicious and that's out of the ordinary. Now, many of you, right, at the beginning have not used your profile for business, okay? So these rules will actually help you get ramped up and stay out of what we call Facebook jail. And it's about 21 days and you can't post, you can't comment, you can't message anybody. And that's pretty much about it. You just become kind of like a viewer on Facebook and you can't interact, you can't do anything. And what that does, that hinders you from actually being able to communicate with people inside of your community, right? And then a fix that a lot of people started doing was that they started creating another profile. But the problem is Facebook actually knows your IP address. So that actually Facebook profile will get blocked and it'll actually make things worse. So just to understand, there are no hard rules with Facebook because no one really knows their spam algorithm or how it works. Now, we're just sharing with you our experience and what has actually worked for us after having to be in Facebook jail and having to get out of it and having to really maneuver that arena really well. So there's a few rules that we recommend you follow to make sure that you stay out of Facebook jail and you're compliant and you're actually able to do what you need to do to start getting paid clients from within your community. Okay. So rule number 1 is that do not tag more than 10 people per comment. So every 10 people that you tag, you want to actually go ahead and start another comment. Okay. So if you have 30 people that you just allowed into your group, you're going to have 3 comments with 10 people each, okay? So you're going to have 1 comment, and that's going to have 10 people tagged in it. You're going to have another comment that's going to have 10 people tagged in it, and then you're going to have another comment that's going to have 10 people tagged in it, okay? So that is what that process is actually going to look like. Now, moving on to rule number 2, which is change the comment slightly every time, and we'll show you guys examples of what that actually looks like. So Facebook will mark your comments as spam as well if they're too similar or repetitive. So every comment that you post, tweak the beginning message slightly and then post it and then tag your next 10 members at a time only. So if we just review 2 of them at a time really quickly. So if you look at it here, comment 1 is very similar. Hey everyone, welcome to your community name. We're so pumped to have you here to get the most of your experience in the group. Follow the instructions inside the welcome post. If you have any questions, hit me back. I'm happy to help. Okay. So that's number 1. Now, if you look at variation number 2, hi, huge welcome to the community. Notice how this, okay, and this is completely different. but the rest of the message is exactly the same. And so we have found that changing the first part of the message slightly will allow you to stay out of spam on Facebook. And that goes the same thing for comment number 3, which is, hello team, big welcome into our awesome community. And that changes things up. And then you can go ahead and tag new members as well. Now, going into rule number 3, you want to go ahead and ramp up the amount of comments per hour that you can actually do. So that is another thing that actually comes into play, how many times you can comment within the hour. And so a lot of you guys are, again, using your Facebook profile for the first time for business. So the way we actually recommend ramping this up is we recommend doing 1 comment every 15 minutes for the first week. So the first week, you do a comment for 15 minutes, okay? Then 1 comment every 10 minutes for the second week. So when you go into the second week, you're going to actually do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, that's the second week. And then finally, 1 comment every 5 minutes for the third week. Okay, so come in here, we got the third week, and this is every 5 minutes. And so what we're doing is we're kind of ramping down, so which will allow you to increase your threshold. And we don't recommend doing more than 1 comment every 5 minutes. Okay, so if you're tagging your 10 people, you want to do one every 5 minutes. Once you get to week 3, you only want to do 1 comment every 5 minutes. Now, what this will allow you to do is that this is going to train your profile to slowly ramp up the activity, which is allowed, and it'll also help you avoid any red alerts that might come up from the bots that will cause you to go into Facebook jail. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're actually ramping up the amount of comments per hour. So those are the 3 rules that you need to follow as you're ramping up your profile to make sure that you can actually be compliant with Facebook and you can stay out of Facebook jail. So number 1, remember, do not tag more than 10 people per comment. Number 2, right, change the comment slightly every single time. And rule number 3, ramp up the amount of comments per hour that you do so you can actually slowly increase your threshold and you don't get any red alerts. Okay, so now moving on, the next thing that we want to do is we're going to cut over into a quick mini training where we're going to walk you through the step-by-step of how to tag new members inside of your community. So let's jump into this right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this quick mini training where we're going to walk you through how to tag new members inside of your community. So this is going to be a very tactical training. So make sure that you hang in there with me. We're going to go through the step by step, and I'm going to explain everything from the ground up for you guys. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is we actually want to head over into our community. So for this one, I'm going to use one of our students' community as an example. Okay. Then what you want to do is you actually want to head over here to where it says members. Okay. So that's where we're going to click first. So let's go ahead and select members. Okay. Now, as we do that, before we do that, I actually want to go back and make it a little bit easier for you. Let's go ahead and go over to your welcome post. So you can see this is the welcome post here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and open this into a new tab. Now you should have the link to your welcome post already saved somewhere because you're going to be using this on a regular basis. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and head over to members. Okay. You're going to select members. Okay, so first, once you've opened up your welcome post in another tab, you're going to select members, okay? And then you're going to scroll down, and it's going to allow you to see who are the new members inside of your group. So you can see here, these are the people that have just joined literally a few hours ago, 7 hours ago. So whenever you actually allow people in, that is when you're going to be doing the tagging inside of the welcome post. Now, you're going to be doing this in batches, meaning that you'll do some on one day, you'll do a batch in the morning, you'll do a batch in the evening. So it's not that you're constantly doing this back to back, you're actually doing this in batches. So I just wanted to remind you guys of that. So it's not like you're doing this every minute on the minute. You could do it once in the morning, once in the evening. It does not have to be on an hour on the hour basis. That is completely up to you. So The next thing, once you have gone to the member section, what we're going to do is we're actually going to minimize the screen because we're going to need the 2 screens and 2 windows at the same time. So we're going to actually make this one a little bit larger, okay? Then we're going to actually open up the welcome post onto the side right here. So you can see one side, on this one side, I have all of the members that are new to the group. And then on this side, I have my welcome post, which I'm going to be actually taking people from here, and I'm actually going to be tagging them in here, okay? So the way that would work is I'm going to go ahead and just for this example, I'm going to go ahead and copy this message right here. Now, normally how we would be doing this is if you go up top right here, you would copy the first part of this message, okay? And then you would tag all the members at the bottom. So let's go ahead and actually do this as an example. So I copied that message. So I'll just right click this. And again, guys, this is where you being organized is going to come in handy. So having this organized inside of ClickUp, and that's where we'll show you how to actually organize all of this inside of ClickUp. So you can have a ClickUp document where if you've done your Spice messaging inside of ClickUp, it'll be very easy for you to create a document that just says welcome post comments. And you can just dump these in here so you can very easily copy and paste from there. Now, for this example, because I'm showing you how to do it, I'm just copying from here. So what I would do is I would come over here, I would paste this, and obviously we would want to change this to community name, which is the 21-day transformation, okay? So after I've done that, whoops, spelled that wrong. Here we go, we corrected that. Then I'm gonna actually start tagging people. So this is the key here. You have to hit Shift Enter. If you don't hit Shift Enter, it is actually going to post the comment. If you just hit Enter, it's gonna post a comment. So what you're gonna now start doing is you're gonna actually start doing Shift, hold down the Shift button, you're gonna hit the @ sign, and you're gonna hit Annette, and then you're gonna find people by their name, okay? So you see here, Annette, and then you're gonna hit Shift Enter, then I'm gonna go Tammy, you can actually just search people's name, and people will actually show up, and you wanna make sure that you're just lining up the name, okay? Tammy, sweet. Then you hit Shift Enter, then you're gonna hit Gail, okay? Here we go, Gail Vera. So I'm just matching this with this, okay? And so I'm gonna hit Shift Enter, then I'm gonna hit Joe dash and let's see, okay? So if for whatever reason, if it doesn't show up, you just go all the way to the end and you hit Shift @ and you just go over here and it'll find the person. Boom, here we go, okay? Shift Enter, and then I'm gonna do Lisa A. Dyer. So really sometimes it's easy when you just like search it and people pop up. And then you want to do Heather, okay? Heather Holdsworth, and boom. So let's say we're welcoming these people in because we just welcomed these people today, okay? So as you can see, this one was Tuesday. So Tuesday was yesterday. We just wanna welcome the people that joined. So obviously we wouldn't be doing this to Heather. And then once you've tagged all the people, remember, you can only have 10 people per comment, okay? Going back to what we were talking about inside of the training on how to avoid Facebook jail, you wanna make sure you're only tagging 10 people per comment, okay? You wanna change it ever so slightly. And then you actually, for the first week, you wanna have 1 comment every 15 minutes or so, okay? So then, once we go back into here, then all you have to do is just hit Enter. Obviously, I'm not going to hit Enter because as you can see here, these women have already been welcomed inside of the community. So I'm not going to hit Enter, but that is how you actually welcome people inside of the community. So you're going to have your welcome post open on one side. So this is your welcome post open on one side. This is your members list on one side, and you're taking your members list and you're actually tagging them in the welcome post. And the way you do it is I'm only doing it to people that actually joined today, okay? So what you're gonna do is, as you can see here, there's 1 member waiting in here. So you would come in, you would welcome people into the community, and then you would actually accept them into the community, and then you will actually put them inside of the welcome post. Okay, so I'm not gonna hit Enter. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this out. And so that is how you actually welcome people into the community and actually tag them inside of your welcome post. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was the mini training that walks you through how to tag new members inside of your welcome post. If you have any additional questions, please let us know. Now back to the main training. All right, guys, welcome back from the mini training. So that should give you a very clear understanding and a step-by-step on how to tag new members inside of your community and how to make sure that they're actually engaging with the welcome post and what that process actually looks like. So moving along, guys, this was the tagging new members section. If you have any questions about this section or anything discussed, make sure to ask your questions inside of the student community, and you can do that by commenting below, and we will catch you guys in the next section. All right, everyone, welcome back. And in this section, we're going to be talking about moderating your community, okay? And this is going to be all about who to allow inside of your community, what posts to allow, and really just making sure that your community is filled with quality, not quantity, okay? So let's jump in and talk a little bit about this, okay? So this is going to be very, very, very critical because you want to keep your community alive as possible. We want to keep it alive. We want to keep the energy high. We want to keep it thumping, because what's going to happen is that's what's going to allow you to bring people in and make them your raving fans, because that's the ultimate goal. Now, if you allow people who aren't there to seek a solution that you offer, or they are a spam, or they are not being a team player, what that's going to do is that is actually going to dampen your community. So now there's two areas that we are actually going to be moderating your community. Area number one is going to be the people that you accept into the community. I call this gatekeeping, okay? And the second area is going to be your post approval if someone posts inside of your community, okay? Now, the biggest thing that you want to understand, the goal is not to have the biggest community. The goal is to have the best community, because we want to make sure that we're allowing people that are quality, that are actually going to show up, that are actually going to engage, that are actually going to make really good clients. So we actually want to gatekeep. Depending on how aggressive you want to be, you can gatekeep a little bit harder, and you can actually create more restrictions around that, okay? So let's kind of talk a little bit about how to gatekeep your community. So earlier, you know that we actually talked about the quality of your group matters. We don't want to let everyone in. I know at the beginning when you're a newbie and you have your community, you're like, hey, I just want to let people in. The more people I have, it looks awesome. It's great. But we only want to let people in that we feel would be good fits for us to work with, because that's the eventual goal. The eventual goal is to have people inside of your community that turns into paying clients, okay? That is the overall goal. And so the way I'll break this down is I'm going to break it down into levels of gatekeeping, okay? So the first level of community gatekeeping would be allowing someone in your community. Let's say that your community is for independent moms looking to prioritize their health. And then in the member approval section, you see a guy named Dave. Obviously, Dave is not an independent mom looking to prioritize their health. So that is not your ideal person, right? That is not your people. So what's the best thing to do? The best thing to do is not allow Dave in. Now, when people first build their community, they allow everyone in. But think of this as your tribe. These are your people. These are the people that you're going to help with your frameworks. Now, if your frameworks are for, right, if you go back here, for independent moms, and you got Dave, who's not an independent mom, then Dave is probably not going to be a good fit. Now, if someone does not fit your ideal client or person, do not let them in. Now, I know some of you guys are like, oh my God, I'm not being inclusive. What is going on? This does not feel right to me. It's completely your choice. You can allow who you want to allow inside of your community, but we recommend keeping your community restrictive and tight and kind of building a tight-knit, again, community and people of the types of people that you are actually trying to help. So that is level one gatekeeping inside of your community. So moving on to level two gatekeeping, this goes one level deeper, because what you're doing is you're actually inspecting the person's profile quickly before letting them into the community, okay? Now, this is really nuanced, and a lot of it has to do with just you listening to your gut 80% of the time. And the things that we look out for that has kind of worked best for us to allow or not allow people in, the first thing that we like to look out for is how long have they been a part of Facebook. So usually if someone created their profile like 2 hours ago or 2 days ago, this might be a spam profile. Okay. And so what we're looking for is we're looking for history on Facebook, and we want to make sure that they're an active user. So if somebody's been using Facebook for like 4 years, okay, well, they are somebody that has been here for a while. Okay. Now moving on to rule number 2 of gatekeeping. Do they have a profile picture of a real person? This is going to be huge. Sometimes people will have no profile picture. And so what we actually look for in a profile picture is, are they an actual human, right? Did they post a picture of their family? And the biggest thing that we do is we really look for, like, is this a real person, right? If they don't have a profile picture, then the likelihood of the profile being a spam profile is very high. Okay, so making sure that the person actually has a functioning profile. Then the third rule is that, are they located inside of the US or Canada? If you're only going for US, then only go for US. But if they're located in US and Canada, which again, both English speaking countries, we recommend targeting people from both US and Canada. If the person's location is anything other than US or Canada, okay, right? Like, because if the person wants to join, let's say is in Mongolia, again, no offense to people in Mongolia, then the likelihood of them being able to sign up for your program is very low. So if you look at the profile and it looks like the location's off, something's off with the profile picture, or it's just like, hey, they haven't been on Facebook that long, like what is going on? We go ahead and decline the request, because some people are just spamming and they just want to join for the sake of joining, and we want to make sure that we keep our community tight knit. Now, again, I do want to remind you, this is all subjective. Okay, it's subjective to who it is that you're working with, what is your people, who it is that you're serving inside of your community. So after a little while of doing this, you're going to start to recognize patterns of who to allow in, who not to allow in. So don't worry, don't get overwhelmed, don't major in the minors. These are just some basic rules that you can follow, and over time, you'll be able to better understand what type of person you're going to allow into your community, what type of person you're not going to allow into your community, so you can get the best results from your community. Okay. So the second part of the gatekeeping of the community is post approvals. Okay. So inside, when you first set up your community, we actually turned on a setting that is approve all members posts. So what will happen is that if somebody tries to make a post, it's actually going to be submitted for approval. And what this does, this makes sure that you're not having random people post left and right inside of your community and spamming other members. Okay, people will come in and they'll post like GoFundMe links, they'll post videos, they'll post like news articles. We don't want any of that. And so when someone makes a post inside of your community other than yourself, it's actually going to show up in the post approval section. And in the post approval section, that's where you can go and you can actually approve the post whether you want to or not. Okay. And so the things that we disapprove when we're reviewing posts, like we don't like anybody sharing any links to other products, supplements, or affiliate programs or MLMs. You'll get some people that are like Arbonne affiliates or other types of affiliates. They're going to try to join to be able to push their own product. Number 2, accidental spam, right? This is like GoFundMe page, fake news. People are just sharing for the sake of sharing random videos, right? And then number 3, intentional spam, like people promoting their own thing. So these are the 3 things that we disapprove right away. And so one thing that I do want to let you know, it's like the bottom line is it's not hard to gauge what to approve and what not to approve. Like the community is there and it's created to provide massive amounts of value so that people in there reach out and they want to work with you. So if there's anything that takes away from the value of the community members, right, then we do not want that inside of the community, and you actually just want to go ahead and disapprove it. And you can let the person know why. You actually, quite frankly, don't have to, because it is your community and you can do what you want. Okay. So a quick reminder to everybody, because as human beings, we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. So I just want to remind you that you got this. Do not major in the minors. At first, you're going to let people in that are not your tribe, and that is okay. This is all a learning experience. Okay. Plus, this might seem like a lot. I understand you're learning a lot. You're going through a lot of change. This is going to become a part of your identity. But what you're doing is you're gaining the knowledge and putting the reps in, and this will become a skill for you. So everyone, remember, I know that you are not a limbic lumlu. I know you're a winner. You have a winner's mindset. You do not ride the roller coaster of thoughts and emotions. You're always thinking about action and taking solution, and you're thinking consciously, okay? You're organized, you organize your day, so that way you can actually make sure that you have the time to actually go through this and make sure that you turn this into a skill. So I just want to remind you that you got this, okay? You're gonna get better at this the more reps you do. Focus on developing the skill and creating the identity of somebody who is a leader of their tribe and somebody who is growth oriented and who does not get overwhelmed in the face of adversity. There is a lot of moving parts. It seems like a lot of moving parts, but once you get into the groove of things, it's just another day of you being a practitioner. Everything you're learning is new, and we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Okay. So in order now, you've got the knowledge, you've got to put the reps in so that this turns into a skill. And the identity that we're trying to have is the identity of a winner who's actually going to go and make sure they have the right beliefs and the right character traits to execute upon their skills so that they can actually get the results that they want. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was moderating your community section. If you have any questions about the section or anything discussed, make sure that you ask inside of the student community. If you have any questions on how to organize this, if you have any questions on what other things to look out for your profile, use the comment section below and go ahead and drop any questions that you have, any concerns that you have. That way we can address them for you and we can coach you around this. So this was the moderating your community section, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next section. All right, team, welcome back to another section. And in this section, we're going to be going over and talking about the Kickoff live stream. And the Kickoff live stream is going to be one of the most crucial contents in your Kickoff segment of kicking your community off the ground to make sure that you can set the right expectation for your new community members coming in. So with that being said, let's jump into the Kickoff live stream. Okay. So the Kickoff live stream is a live video that you're going to do upon launching your community. And once you've got a few people to actually join your community, and you can do the Kickoff live stream on day 3, you could do it on day 4. It doesn't really matter. And the reason we do this, because as new people are coming into the community, you want to set the right expectations and the standards for your community. Right? Because you want people to come into the community and not just it be a free for all. You want to come in and you want to set the standard and make sure that the community is abiding by the expectations that you have set. The energy is based off of the expectations that you have set and kind of what you're doing, and making sure that everything is going smoothly. Now, what this also does, it allows you to put some energy into your community, okay? Because think about it, you just launch your community, you do a Kickoff live, you welcome everybody in, the energy is really high, and we want to actually keep that momentum going. What a lot of people do, and the mistake that they make, is that they get their community going, and then there's no energy inside of the community. Okay, because you don't want that. No one wants to be a part of a dead community where nothing is going on. And so the Kickoff live stream actually allows you to really get that initial surge of energy and start kicking off, doing your weekly live stream, start doing your content. That way, people come in, they're inside of this community, they feel engaged. They feel like there's something's always going on. They just feel like, hey, this is a place that I want to be a part of because I'm getting so much value and entertainment from that I haven't gotten in any other community before. So now, really quickly, let's go over our community Kickoff calendar to make sure that we are staying on track and we know exactly where we're at, okay? So step 1, you did your community anticipation, okay? You got the templates, you launched your anticipation. So this is all knocked out by this point. Now, the next thing you did was you got your announcements going. Okay, so you announced your community, you got everything rocking and rolling. You made sure that you actually flooded your community with initial people by announcing your community launch, right? Now we are in this stage right here, which is your Kickoff live stream. Now it can happen on day 3. It can also happen on day 4. It is completely up to you. Now, some people prefer to do it on day 4 where they're like, hey, I'm going to get more people into my community. then I'm going to do a kickoff. Some people are like, hey, I'm going to do it on day 3. Therefore, when I invite more people into the community or get more people in, right, they're going to have something to consume as they're coming in. There's no right or wrong answer. Just do what feels right for you. Okay. Now, moving along here, I just have a tiny reminder for a lot of people as you're launching your community. And the reminder is that you got to show up as a professional. Okay. It's a very important note here. If you want people to take you seriously and listen to what you have to say, show up on the live stream as a professional. And what I'm not saying is that I'm not saying to wear a 3-piece suit. If that's the type of people you're going after, right? If you're going after investment bankers and you're trying to go after, if that's your people, right? Your people wear 3-piece suits, then actually resonate with that, right? But if you're a professional, you want to be taken seriously as a professional because you don't want to look like you just woke up 30 minutes ago and you're jumping on your weekly live stream, okay? Yes, I understand. We're able to work from home. I understand that we have a lot more freedom and flexibility, but you don't want to show up on a professional call, a kickoff call of your community with a tank top, your hair is disheveled, and you haven't groomed yourself, okay? So, and this is also going to apply from your quick chats. This is going to apply to your strategy sessions. This is going to apply to your coaching calls and your weekly live calls because you're going to be doing them on a weekly basis. So take the time to look presentable. Like you will feel better when you're showing up. You're going to show up with more energy. Comb your hair, brush your teeth. I shouldn't have to tell you this because we're all adults, but make sure that you actually look presentable. Even if you're wearing a t-shirt, that's absolutely okay, but make sure that you're actually looking like you're ready to rock and roll because you want to look like somebody who demands respect, right? Somebody people would be willing to pay money to. Because if you want people to actually pay you $1,200 or $2,400 for your program, you have to be somebody, right? Going back to the becoming process, you have to be somebody that can actually charge $1,200 and $2,400. So this is a reminder that I like to remind every single one of you guys is that especially for newbie beginners, they lose the track of like, hey, yes, I'm no longer working a 9-to-5, so I don't have to be a professional. Actually, now you have to be more of a professional because you are your business. Okay, so I want to remind you of this as you're kind of going into this process, so which will allow you to actually get more clients because that is the expectation that you're setting for yourself. Okay, so next thing, let's jump into the kickoff live stream script framework. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through a quick framework of the kickoff live stream. So that way you can understand what are the parts that go into it. So ultimately there's 6 parts to the kickoff live stream framework. Part number 1 is all about welcoming people into the community. Hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. This is what we're going to be going over, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to be going into your origin story. Now, you're going to get more into your origin story in your version 2.0 messaging. Okay. In your version 2.0 Spice messaging, this is where you're going to get into more of your origin story, but this is going to be a short, quick one about who you are, how you got here, and what are your frameworks and your unique mechanism and your thought processes and stuff like that. Then number 3, what you can expect from the community. Okay, hey, this is what you're actually going to receive by being a member in here. Then you're going to go into selling the vacation. Hey, this is where you are. This is where you're looking to go. And you're painting the picture of the paradise. Okay, this is something you should have already done in your version 1.0 Spice, but this is going to be all along the paradise points. Then you're going to go into part 5, which is all about building anticipation for your next weekly coaching call. Okay, you're going to be doing a live stream the week after, and this allows you to build anticipation for that. And last but not least, number 6, you're going to actually have them invite their friends and family members of who they think are going to be good fits for your community. Okay, so those are the 6 parts of the kickoff live stream. Now, does it have to be this 6 parts? I would recommend stick to this 6 parts. And if you want to add stuff to this, please go ahead and do so. Experiment, get creative. Now, these 6 parts are just a framework. What you add inside of them is going to be completely up to you, okay? You're going to bring a different energy. Now, that is why we give you a framework and not a template, because I want you to be able to think for yourself, okay? I want you to be able to come up with a script for yourself. I want you to be able to take your messaging and apply it, because what a template does, and a template kind of narrows and pigeonholes you down, versus a framework allows you to think through this, and you're going to think through this a little bit differently than I think through it. And so that is going to be very beneficial for you to be able to come up with something that's a little bit more genuine and something that's a little bit more true to you. Okay. So with that being said, let's jump into the first part of the weekly live stream, which is going to be the welcome. So part one of your kickoff live stream is going to be welcome. And so the goal of the live stream, the welcome part, is to welcome everyone who is watching this. Okay. This is include people that are going to watch this into the future. So if people are actually watching this with you live, then you want to actually address them by their name. For instance, hey Joe, hey Tina, hey Yasin, thank you so much for being on my live today. Super excited to have you guys on and to really just share some massive amounts of value, right? I just want to remind you, it's okay that it's not polished or perfect. Okay, because you want it not to be polished and perfect. You want it to be on live. You want it to be on the fly. You are communicating and resonating with people so people can actually see that you are human. Okay, you want to come off as personable and somebody who actually cares, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you actually care. And by addressing people by their name, and if you know this from the famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, the most important word to somebody is their name. And so that's why we want to address people by their name. And so what a welcome section of your kickoff live stream would look like: hey everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the community. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to have every single one of you guys. Hey Tina, hey Joe, hey Yasin, thank you so much for jumping on with me. For those of you guys that are watching this live, let me know in the comments. If for those of you guys that are going to be watching the replay, comment replay so I know that you've actually watched this and you're all on the same page with all of us. See how I included people who will watch this in the future, okay? And what you can also do is you can also have people comment in your live stream, and you're going to do that within the first 10 seconds, which is going to be the welcome. And what that's going to do is that's going to drive more engagement, and more people are going to see it inside of the community. Okay. So that was the welcome section of your kickoff live stream. Part two of the kickoff live stream is going to be sharing your origin story. So in this section, you're actually going to share your origin story about how you got here. Okay, so you were here. This is where you started. Now you are here. You're actually going to be talking about the journey of how you got to where you are right now. Why are you a coach? How are you a coach? And what is the process that you took from you being in pain to you now getting to a point of paradise? Okay, so you were in pain before. Now you're in paradise, okay, because you've accomplished your goals, or you're getting closer to it, or you have the answers, right? How did you get here? And that's what you're going to be sharing in your origin story, okay? Now, one thing I want to remind you, stories are ways that humans have communicated for thousands of years, right? Our brains are actually designed to comprehend stories. That's why stories are a tool that we use to build connection, build rapport, and share concepts. So when you guys get into the strategy session and the sales training inside of the 100K Mastermind, you'll learn that we have a rule in sales that there's only 3 things that are coming out of your mouth. Number 1 are labeling statements, okay? Number 2, clarifying questions. And number 3, belief-breaking anecdotes, okay? And anecdotes are stories that you're going to tell people to actually break their beliefs, okay? Then part of the origin story is you're going to talk about the why behind you starting your community. Why the heck did you actually start this community? Why should people actually listen to you? What is your motive? Okay, because at the end of the day, human beings are very good at smelling somebody who's fishy, who's not doing it from the right place in their heart. So you want to be very upfront and honest with your motive, right? What is your motive behind starting this community? Which is to provide massive amounts of value, right? That is why you're starting this community. Now, the big piece of this is to talk about the process, okay? So this is where you're going to talk about your unique mechanism and your frameworks. This is where you're going to introduce them and why you've been able to use these to help people get to their paradise, Okay. And because of you sharing your unique mechanism, this is what will allow them to actually see that you are an authority in this and why you are an authority in this. So that is going to be the share your origin section. Next thing you're going to move on into is going to be what to expect from this community. Okay. This way, people are actually aligned with their expectations with you. So in this section, you're going to be talking about, hey, what can they actually get out of this community? Okay. You're going to talk a little bit about the value that you will actually provide to them for being a part of the community. So, hey, I'm going to be doing weekly live coaching calls where I'll be providing you tools, resources, and feedback, and even offering one-on-one coaching around X, Y, and Z. Okay. You're going to have value posts around the biggest challenges that they're facing and things that are holding them back from reaching their paradise. Okay. This is where your swipe file, okay, this is where your swipe file is going to come in handy because you've already done your 4P process. So you already know all of this. So you've got your 4Ps, which is your pain. Okay. You got your pain, your process, your problem, your paradise, and the process that you're actually going to take them through, which is your frameworks and unique mechanism. Okay. So this is where your 4Ps are going to actually come in handy. Then let them know that you'll be active inside of the community. You're actually going to be sharing stuff on a weekly basis that is going to help them. And this is going to be key. And this is where you can actually share that, hey, I want you to check the community on a daily basis because I'm going to be sharing stuff on a daily or every other day basis. So you want to make sure you don't miss out on it. One thing that you'll notice, guys, is you actually have to tell people exactly what you want them to do. Okay. Now, when you're creating your ad, and you'll learn this, you'll actually want to tell people like, hey, hit the link below, enter your information, and then hit the button. Like you have to tell them that. And this is the same thing. Like, hey, set a reminder on your phone, check the community on a daily basis. This way you can continue getting the support that you need. And then the biggest thing is to communicate that the community is here to serve them. Okay. The community is here to serve them and give them tons of value as long as they are a member. Now, there's a point that I want to add to this is that you want to make sure that you let people know to be an active member. Okay, because if you're not active, then this is where you can actually take the elements that we have from the 100K Mastermind, which is, hey, communities are where you learn from. You have to give and then you can actually take. But if you're only here to take, right, then you're not getting anything out of it. So promote people sharing, promote people asking for help. When you're an active member, this is how you ask for help. Reach out for support because that is what this community is all about. Because you have to make sure that you have to tell people explicitly, like, hey, I want you to be an active member. I want you to be somebody who contributes. I want you to be somebody who asks questions because otherwise most people are just going to sit on the sidelines and just wait for you to keep posting stuff, right? This is where you want to actually promote engagement. Okay. So that was part 3 of your kickoff live stream. Now let's go over to part 4, which is all about selling the vacation. Okay. So this is where you're going to talk about the paradise that you identified for your ideal client or also your people. Okay. And your level 1 spice messaging. So really what you want to do is you want to dig into the future that they will have because of the resources and the value that they're going to receive inside of the community. And so the way that I want to illustrate this is that this person is trying to reach their paradise. And the only way that they can reach their paradise is by utilizing the resources inside of your community. Okay. And so this is the picture that you want to paint. Like, hey, you're trying to lose weight. You're trying to get healthy. You're trying to look in the mirror and feel your best. You're trying to be here, okay? And the best way they're going to be able to do that is because of the value that I'm going to provide to you inside of this community, okay? And what you want to also do is share your frameworks that you have about your process. And so then what it does, it's your community plus your frameworks that you're going to share inside of the community. It's going to help them get to their paradise. And this is what you actually do where you come up with your marketing thesis, right? Which is if I get people to believe X, right? Therefore, they'll believe Y, okay? If I get people to believe that my community is the best place for them to reach their paradise, then they'll want to work with me and be a client. So that is what we actually want to do is where we want to actually tie the community to their paradise. And if we tie the community to their paradise, well, The only place to get our frameworks is within the community, and our frameworks will also get you to the paradise, right? So now this kind of becomes a analogy where people are like, wow, this community is extremely valuable. Okay, so that is how you're going to sell the vacation, and you sell the vacation by painting the picture of what paradise looks like, and your community and your frameworks are going to allow them to get to that paradise. Okay, now going into 5, what you're going to do in part 5 is you're going to actually build anticipation for your next live. So you're going to be doing a live weekly coaching call or a live stream every single week. Okay. And as you're wrapping up your live stream, you're going to share with the community of what you're thinking about doing the live stream on. Hey, next week, I want to talk about how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Okay. I'm just using that as an example. Okay. And then one thing that I also like to do is you can go one step further. Tell them to leave a comment about what they want to learn about. Okay. Now, this would go something like this. Hey guys, next week I'm talking about how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, but also I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments because I want to provide you guys with massive amounts of value. What is it that you would like to learn? What is it that you're struggling with and you would like to have more information on so you can actually overcome that pain or struggle and get to your paradise? And then last but not least, in part 5, you want to actually let them know to look out for your anticipation post here in the next few days. And what that's going to allow them to do is that's going to get them excited for what's actually coming up. It's like a trailer before the movie. And then going into part number 6, this is going to be about inviting their family and friends. Okay. Hey, last thing we want to recommend is, can you go ahead, if you found value from this, if you're super excited about this community, go ahead and invite your family and friends. Okay. Family members, friends who you think might benefit from being a part of this community. So go ahead, share the link of this community, get them to join, invite them. And when they invite people, they're going to be able to answer the questions and actually get inside of this community. And what this does, it actually brings you more surge of people into your community as well. So those were the 6 parts of your community kickoff live stream. Okay, so let's do a quick review. The 6 parts of the community kickoff live stream: you got your welcome, you got your origin story, what to expect, selling the vacation, building anticipation, have them invite friends. So like I said before, these are a framework for you to follow. Get creative. Okay, add your own elements to it. Add your genuineness inside of this. Add your personality, because that is what's going to allow people to actually resonate with you. Okay, so the next thing that I want to jump into is the step-by-step community live setup process. And this is going to be a very good tactical training to make sure that you are set up for success. So the first thing to make sure that you are set up for your success when doing your community live is step 1, you got to build some anticipation. Okay, so a couple hours before the live, make sure you drop an anticipation post. Okay, doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could take a selfie of yourself looking excited and let people know that you're going live soon at a certain time. Now, again, why the picture? Why the selfie? It's because pictures drive more engagement. More people are going to see it. Now, here's an example of what an anticipation post would look like. Hey, everyone, I'm going live at X time to share some exciting things for members of this community. Make sure to tune in at X time. Now, you're going to replace this X time with whatever time that you're going to be going live. I recommend picking a time where people are going to be getting off of work. Okay. Now, if you can't make it, no worries. The replay will be available as well. Type me, and you can change this out. You can type whatever it is that you want. Type me in the comments below if you're excited to join. If you can't make it, shoot us a replay in the comments. So this is going to drive engagement, and we'll send you the link. Okay, so make sure that you're actually switching out the times of what time you're going to be going live. Usually we find that doing lives best at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., like EST time or even CST time, just usually in the evening time. That's when people are actually more available, and that's when they can actually see it. Okay, and so that is step 1 of making sure that your community live setup is ready to go. Now, step number 2 is going to be setting up your Zoom to make sure that you go live. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a quick mini training where we're going to walk you through how to set up your Zoom to ensure that you can actually go live inside of Facebook. So let's jump into it now. All right, team, welcome to this quick mini training where we're going to walk you through how to set up Zoom to go live inside of your community. So let's jump in and get right to it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to head over to zoom.us, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and actually sign into your account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Awesome. So once you have logged in, you are actually inside of your account, okay? So the next thing that you actually want to do is you're going to head over to account settings, okay? Then account settings, you can actually find right here, which it says settings, okay? Once you're inside of settings, you want to make sure you're under the meeting tab, okay? So you can see here, I'm under settings, okay? I'm going to make sure that you guys can actually see this. So you're under settings and then you're under the meeting tab, okay? Under that meeting tab, you are actually going to head over to advanced, okay? So we can just go through down in here. Now, another easier way to actually find this is that you hit Command F, okay? So you select this, you hit Command F or Control F, and then you want to hit live stream, okay? And so as you can see here, if we just scroll down a little bit, I just hit live and you're able to find it. But if you can't Command F or Control F, you're just going to scroll down until you see live stream. So let's go ahead and keep scrolling down. It's hard to find sometimes because there's a lot going on. Screen sharing, annotation, remote control, all this awesome stuff. So they said that's in the meeting advanced section. So let's just go meeting advanced, which is most likely all the way at the bottom right here. Okay, so that's why it's easier to just hit Command F or Control F and then type in live, L-I-V-E, okay? And when you do that, it's actually gonna bring you here into allow live streaming for meetings. You actually wanna turn that on, okay? Once you actually turn that on, then you can go ahead and select Facebook, you can select YouTube, you can select Switch, and if you have a custom one, there's a custom coding that you can do to be able to find that, okay? Now, once you've done that, you're just going to want to hit save to hit save changes, and it's going to go ahead and save changes, and you should be ready to go. So that was the mini training on how to set up your Zoom to go live so you can actually start a Zoom meeting and then actually go live inside of Facebook and do your live streams that way, which allows you to actually be a little bit more consistent, and it's going to allow you to actually set that up properly. So once that is set up, guys, the next thing that you would do is inside of Zoom, once you start the meeting, that is where you're going to select the settings to actually go live. And then that way you'll be able to go live using Zoom inside of Facebook, but also have it going on Zoom, which is a little bit more reliable than going live inside of Facebook by itself. So I hope you found this mini training useful. If you have any questions, please let us know. And now back to the main training. All right, team, welcome back from that mini training. So that training should have walked you through how to set up your Zoom so you can actually go live. Now let's continue on with making sure that you are set up for success when doing your community kickoff live stream, okay? Going into step number 3, make sure to have your script ready. Like, this is just a reminder. Have a script of what you're going to say. You don't have to write it word for word, right? You can if you want to. You can script it out. Or what I like to do is make bulletin points of what I'm actually going to be talking about. This is completely up to you. I recommend using your ClickUp document. So you've already been using that with your marketing messaging. You've already been organizing stuff in there. I highly recommend using ClickUp because later down the line, you're also going to be organizing your scripts inside of ClickUp. So ClickUp can be your weekly document where you can have a weekly document for your weekly coaching call scripts that you do. Okay. So that is step number 3, have your script ready. Last but not least, one big reminder is have fun and crush the live stream. Remember, this is a chance for you to be yourself. Show your personality, be human. You don't have to be perfect. Just show up from a place of wanting to help people, right? I said this earlier, people can read motive. And when you have a genuine motive, right, people can actually smell that, they can actually resonate with that, and it's an energy that you exuberate. Okay, so make sure that you come from a place of giving, make sure you come from a place of wanting to help and support, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to absolutely crush the live stream. And then step number 5, let us know in the 100K Mastermind about how the live stream actually went. We would love to hear your first experience of doing your kickoff live stream, because this is going to be the first time you're doing something like this. It's simpler, it's straight to the point, it's just getting your community kicked off. And then when you're going to go into your normal weekly live streams, that's going to be a little bit more in depth, because we can talk about what the exact script would look like from there. So a quick reminder, if you're feeling nervous, I just want to let you know you got this, okay? If this is your first time on camera, it's actually not, right? You've done coaching calls, you've done strategy sessions, you've done skill sessions, you've been working with your individual clients. I just want you to remember that you now have the knowledge of how to do this. Now you just got to put the reps in. And the more reps you put in, the better you are going to get. I just want to let you know, because you're going to be doing your weekly live stream, it'll take about 6 to 8 weeks for you to get really, really, really dialed in. And that is okay. Okay. And even then, even after 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to be like, whoa, I sound like I'm all over the place. That is okay. That is why we're going to give you templates. We're going to give you scripts, how to stay organized. We're going to help you create the systems around it. Okay. That is why you create a script. That is why you get ready beforehand. And so the more you do, the better you're going to get. Okay. And just remember, if it doesn't go the way that you want to, you'll be doing this on a weekly basis. So there will be a lot of reps that you put in to get better, because you can only be courageous in the face of fear. And this is going to require a little bit of courage, getting out of your comfort zone. But I know you've done this before. I know you've gotten out of your comfort zone, and I know you can do it again, because you are a winner. And this is something that you're already willing to do, and you're already willing to grow. Okay. So that was the kickoff live stream section. If you have any questions about this section or anything that we discussed, please make sure to ask us in the student community, and you could do that by commenting in the section below. So that covers our kickoff live stream, and I'll catch you guys in the next section. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And in this section, we're going to be talking about the kickoff profile post. So let's get right on into it. Okay. So what is the profile kickoff post? Now, in this training, we're going to show you how to utilize what we call a hand raiser post, right? Which you'll learn more about in the next main training section, is to get people inside of your community to raise their hand and say that they are somewhat interested in what you are offering. Okay. Now, the theme of this entire section is to launch your community with a bang. Okay. And doing this will add more fuel to the fire of your community kickoff and push more people into the community. So when you do your kickoff profile post, what it's going to do, it's going to flood more members into your community. So that way you can actually have a potential of having a great community kickoff. Okay. So where can you post this? Now, the examples that we're going to give you below are going to be from Facebook profiles, but it's just not limited to that. You could do it on LinkedIn. You can make a Instagram story. You can be creative and do it on TikTok. Again, whatever platform you use to connect with your warm network. Okay. So get creative, be resourceful. Just because the examples are from Facebook doesn't mean that you have to stick with that only. Okay. And then as a reminder, right, humans need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. And I know you're not the type of student that wants to be remote controlled or spoon fed and who follows blindly. Okay. But unfortunately, not every student is like you. So this is a reminder for all other students. Okay. What we are providing you in this section is going to be prompts, guides, and examples. But you still need to tap into your own resourcefulness, and not only resourcefulness, but you're also your creativity. So sit down, do the dang work, and actually think through this to actually be a winner. Please don't be a limbic lalu who wears the failure uniform and doesn't go and have thinking time, okay? Because you have to learn how to be resourceful, and you don't want to be tied to us for the rest of your life, because we want you to have freedom. We want you to be able to do the things with your own creativity so you can get to that next level. So now, the one question that I get all the time is, when should I actually post this, okay? There isn't an exact science, but we recommend doing it at 2 to 3 days after you do your kickoff live stream. Ideally, you want to do this on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, so more people can actually see it, because a lot of people don't utilize social media on the weekend, okay? Then, once you actually post it, you can actually reply to the people who respond in the comments, inviting them into your community. Like I said, again, reminder, get creative. It doesn't have to be a profile post. This can be a TikTok, it could be an IG video, a story, and the premise is all the same, okay? The premise is exactly the same. So what you want to do is you want to give something valuable for free, and in order for people to get their hands on it, they will have to join your community. Real simple. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually walk you through some example hand raiser posts. Okay, and it's real simple. Ask a question or give away a free resource that your people will resonate with. And this is very important, okay? It's got to revolve around what your people are looking for. So really just make sure in your swipe file that you have, okay, what is their pain? Okay, you want to make sure that you have your pain, and what is the paradise? Okay, and you'll see a theme here, and that it's always getting people away from pain and towards paradise. This is the theme of the kickoff profile hand raiser post. So let me show you a few examples right here. Guys, if I created a free training on how to drop body fat, who would be interested? See this? This is pain. Right? Away from pain. How to drop body fat is away from pain. I'm eliciting a pain that people are feeling. Who would be interested? Like or comment below. And you can see here, this got 188 comments on here. Okay, so that's one area that you can do this. Another one is I built a 30-day kickstart challenge for weight loss. This is paradise. What are people trying to achieve for? What would you want in it? Okay, so this is like, hey, what are your pain points around weight loss? Let me know, and I will add it to my kickstart. And then when you have your kickstart, or when you do your challenge, you can just say, hey, I'm doing the challenge inside of my community. Go ahead and join. Okay. Here's another one. If I had a workshop on intermittent fasting for weight loss, would you attend? Right? See how I'm doing that? This is like, hey, I'm doing a workshop on a framework for weight loss. Okay, what is the goal that someone is trying to achieve? Okay, what is the pain or the paradise they're trying to get to? And intermittent fasting could be like a framework of yours. Would you attend? And so you're asking a question. See the theme here? It's all questions. And this is where you can actually reply in the comment, hey, jump into the group so I can get you the free training. Are you in our free private group? And you can send them the link to that. Okay, here's another one. Here's a question hand raiser post. What's more challenging about your fitness journey? Getting started or staying consistent? Here's a very simple one, and you could just say, hey, I've got a resource in my free community. Here's a link to join. I think it'll help you. Then you can do what we call a lead magnet. This is one of my favorite hand raiser posts. And what this does is people always want free things, free resources, okay? I created a healthy food list, okay, to show you healthy carbs, proteins, and fats. Comment me below and I can send it to you. And then you can see here, this got 116 comments because people want to know, people are confused about what healthy foods actually are. So they're going to be able to utilize a healthy food list to then be able to reach their goals, okay? Because they think that having a healthy food list is going to get them to their paradise. And then you're actually just going to go ahead and reply into the comments, are you in our free private group? Here's the link, okay? Now, just a quick reminder, once people are starting to respond to the hand raiser post, then you will actually use this example below to actually push them inside of the community, okay? So you can see here, Michelle has commented. So what we would do now is we would actually go ahead and hit reply, and we would reply with one of these messages. Hey, jump into the group so I can get you the free, right, healthy food list. Here's the link, right? Or it could be, are you in our free Facebook group? we have a ton of resources around helping you with X, Y, and Z. But for this example, right, for even Michelle, I would just go reply. I would hit reply, and then I would go, hey, jump into our free community or free group so I can get you the free healthy food list. And then I would link the Facebook group so she can have access and she can actually join. So that's the entire process of doing a hand raiser profile post. Now, this is optional. It's not something that you have to do. This is completely up to you if you want to push more people into your community. Now, with that being said, team, this was the Kickoff profile post section. If you have any questions about this section or anything that we discussed, make sure to ask in the student community and use the comment sections below to let us know if there's anything that you struggle with or any further questions that you may have. With that being said, this concludes our section, and I will catch you guys in the next training.